What if I told you the real reason you bought that $19 smoothie bowl wasn't because you're bad with money, but because your brain is secretly playing a psychological dodgeball game with your bank account? Yeah, you're not reckless. You're just human. Let's unpack it. You checked your bank account, saw numbers that looked like a bad joke, and thought, cool, I'm financially allergic to adulthood. Spoiler alert, you're not. At least, not in the irredeemable financial failure kind of way. But your brain, it's got a few updates pending, like decades late. Your brain is built for right now, not retirement. Here's the deal. Your brain is addicted to now. It wants the dopamine hit of comfort, pleasure, or convenience in this exact moment. Not 40 years from now, when you theoretically own a yacht or a tax-free Roth IRA. This is why you can impulse buy a $40 skincare serum, but feel weirdly paralyzed when trying to set up a high-yield savings account. One of those rewards you in 2 business days with glowy skin. The other rewards you when you're 65 and look like a sentient raisin. Your brain evolved to avoid tigers, not to auto-draft savings into your Roth. It wants instant feedback. It wants safety. It wants the almond croissant. Now, you're not bad with money. You're just bad at pretending future you exists. Because to your brain, that person is a stranger. Decision fatigue is the real budget killer. Ever stare at a pile of receipts, 5 bank tabs, and a spreadsheet with numbers in red and think, what if I just yeet my laptop into the sun? That's decision fatigue. See, money isn't just money. It's thousands of micro decisions. Should I cancel this subscription? Can I justify this Uber? What if I die tomorrow and never eat that overpriced sushi? Every single decision burns brain fuel. And when your mental battery dips below 20%, your brain does what any tired phone does, shuts down apps. Budgeting, gone, meal planning, dead, impulse control, hanging on by a single screaming thread. You're not bad with money. You're exhausted, and possibly overstimulated, and maybe also hungry. Send snacks. You might be financially traumatized. Okay, here's the part no one talks about in finance books. Growing up broke literally rewires your brain. If your childhood came with scarcity of money, food, stability, your brain learned to operate in survival mode. You may now overspend when you feel anxious, hoard weird things just in case, feel guilty for buying anything nice, even when you can afford it. Or maybe your brain does that fun little trick where it oscillates between YOLO, buy the thing, and you'll never recover from this purchase and your future is ruined. Congrats. You're not bad with money. You're just trying to self-soothe with the tools your nervous system understands. And sometimes those tools involve emotionally impulsive spending because your brain's trying to protect you from the ghost of financial Christmas past. You were never taught this, and that's the real scam. Let's be real. What exactly did school teach you about money? You can recite the Pythagorean theorem in your sleep. You know mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. You probably even remember how to calculate the slope of a line that's never once appeared in your adult life. But nobody taught you how to file taxes without crying, how interest actually keeps you broke if it's compounding the wrong way, or that credit cards don't print free money, they just lease your future in 30-day increments. And yet somehow, you're expected to just magically know how to budget, invest, build credit, dodge scams, buy a house, and negotiate your salary. What kind of boss battle is this? Most people get dropped into adulthood like a sim with no skills and $12.57 in their inventory. Meanwhile, the real-world game is rigged with hidden traps, vague instructions, and a subscription you forgot to cancel in 2017 that's still silently draining $9.99 a month. And then we blame ourselves for not knowing the rules. As if financial literacy is some innate gene you're either born with or cursed to live without. Nope, you're not bad with money. You were set up to lose. You were given no map, no compass, and barely a flashlight. Just a stack of bills and a vague sense of panic. And still, here you are, trying, Googling, watching weird stick figure videos on the internet to make sense of it all. That's not failure, that's resilience. That's you learning to play a rigged game and still finding ways to level up. Capitalism is playing you like a fiddle. Let's address the obvious you are constantly being marketed to, like pathologically. Your eyeballs are practically auctioned off the moment you unlock your phone. You scroll for memes and instead get hit with treat yourself culture. Financial FOMO disguised as luxury wellness. Influencers telling you to invest in yourself by buying a $400 planner. It's exhausting. Capitalism thrives on making you feel just a little bit inadequate. Not rich enough, not organized enough, not successful enough. So you buy. Not because you're greedy, but because you're trying to fix a feeling. And the economy loves that for you. Shame doesn't help. It just hides the truth and eats your confidence for breakfast. Every time you whisper to yourself, "I'm bad with money," your brain doesn't log that as a passing thought. Nope, it logs it like a cold, hard fact. And once your brain believes that fact, it starts looking for proof. You forget to pay a bill, see, bad with money. You overspend on takeout after a rough day, proof. You avoid checking your balance for a week because you already know it's chaos in there, classic you. But here's the truth, shame doesn't fix anything. It's like trying to mop up a flood with a sponge made of self-loathing. All it does is keep you stuck, spinning in silence. Because shame doesn't ask questions. Shame doesn't learn. Shame shuts down your curiosity, your creativity, and your willingness to even try. And let's be honest, you're not avoiding your budget because you're lazy. You're avoiding it because somewhere along the way, you decided it's a mirror that reflects everything wrong with you. But budgeting isn't a moral exam. It's just information. And if you can swap judgment for curiosity, even just a little, that's when the shift happens. Not from saying, "Ugh, why am I like this?" but from asking, "Why do I spend more when I'm overwhelmed? Why does saving feel like a punishment instead of a flex? What patterns am I repeating, and where did I learn them?" Those aren't shame questions. Those are data questions. And asking them doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're self-aware. It means you're not just surviving the financial system. You're starting to decode it. Shame keeps you broke and confused. Curiosity, that's how you get your power back. Because the moment you stop judging the mess is the moment you start learning how to clean it up. The system is designed to confuse you. Ever try to read a credit card statement and feel like it's gaslighting you? That's not your imagination. A lot of financial systems are intentionally complex. Sneaky fees, legalese fine print, subscription traps with the 57-click cancel policies. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Because confused people don't make empowered choices. They freeze, they comply. They pay late fees they don't understand. You're not bad with money. You're navigating a maze with invisible walls and no map. So, what now? Here's the part they never tell you. Awareness is already the upgrade. If you've ever stopped and said, "Why do I keep doing this? What's making me avoid looking at my bank account? What's behind my money anxiety?" You're already miles ahead of where you started. Not because you downloaded a budgeting app, but because you stopped treating your behavior like a moral failure. You're not lazy. You're not irresponsible. You're not doomed. You're human, with a brain that wasn't built for this system. But now that you know the wiring, you can start to work with it. Small tweaks, new scripts, better questions. You don't need to master money overnight. You just need to stop beating yourself up long enough to get curious. You are not bad with money. You are just a stick figure navigating a hurricane of emotional triggers, digital temptations, cultural expectations, and outdated brain wiring, all while trying to survive Tuesday. If that's not impressive, I don't know what is. Which brain quirk messes with your money the most? Drop it in the comments. Smash that like button if your financial anxiety just got 30% more logical. And hit subscribe if you like videos that sketch out what your brain's really doing. Because around these think scribble streets, we don't just explain behavior, we redraw it. With ideas that stick, figures that sketch.